Hello students, welcome back to my channel NJ Math World. Today I am going to explain you Computational Discrete Mathematics BNU SCP NEP syllabus BCA first semester SCP and second semester NEP graph chapter unit 4 previous exam based important questions with solutions. So yeah, we'll go with 2 mark first. What is the first question is what is a graph? Yeah, it was asked in January 2022. It carries 2 mark and it is in the session A. A graph is a collection of vertices, points, and lines where vertices represent the objects and the edges represent the connections between those objects, denoted as G equals V comma E. We can just write a graph is a relationship between the vertices and edges also. So this is a graph where the line represents the edge and points represent the vertex. Vertex means points, edges means lines. So moving on with the next question you have. 2 mark question. It is for what is a graph isomorphism or defined graph isomorphism. It was asked in two paper, January 2022, October, November 2022, and the question carries 2 mark. So now, what is isomorphism? The two graphs are said to be isomorphic if it satisfies the following conditions. So what are the conditions? The condition is number of vertices are same. The points, number of points should be same. Number of edges are same. The lines also should be same in both the graph. Their degree sequence are same, and when we each vertex should have the same degree sequence of g1 should be equal to g dash. Their edges connectivity retained, so edge connectivity should retain. If the graph satisfy all these four properties, then the graph is said to be isomorphic. Then moving on with the next question, you have defined Euler path. What is Euler path? An Euler path visits every edge of a graph exactly once. Or Euler path is a path that uses every edge of the graph exactly one times. Means we just go from moving from 0 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 3 to 1. So this will be the Euler path. So Euler path will be nothing but an Euler path is a path that uses every edge of a graph exactly one times. So if you take this, it is moving. Every path is moved only one time. So it will be 0, 2, 3, 1 is a Euler example for Euler path. Now, condition for Euler path: a connected graph has a Euler path if and only if it has exactly 0 or 2 vertices of an order degree. So, this order should be degree should be of a odd, that is vertices of an odd degree, it should be odd degree vertices. Then it is called as then you'll be having Euler path. Then moving with the next question, you have defined a complete graph. What is mean by complete graph? With an example. So, a complete graph is defined as an undirected graph in which every pair of distinct vertices is connected by the unique edge. In other words, every vertex in the complete graph is adjacent to all other vertexes. So every the point which is vertices which is there, it should be have connectivity with all the edges, all the other vertices. Then only it is called as complete graph. To find number of edges in the graph, we can use the formula n into n minus 1 divided by 2, where n will be number of vertices in a graph. So if I want to find how many edges are there in this graph, I'll just see the vertices are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here how to find the number of edges? So we can take n is 6, n is 7, then it will be n into n minus 1 divided by 2, that will be 7 into 7 minus 1 divided by 2. So it will be 2, 7 into 6 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2, 3s are 6. So 7 3s are 21. So there are 21 lines, that is edges, in the given graph or complete graph. So now moving with the next one, you have state the handshaking property. State handshaking property of a graph. What is this handshaking property? The sum of the degree of the vertices of the graph is equal to twice the number of edges. So this is the statement for handshaking property. So what it says, the number of degree of the vertices. Let me find the degree of this vertices. The formula will be here. The formula is summation v belongs to capital V, degree of V will be equal to 2 times of edge. So yeah, we will be proving this. So here it is the summation V belongs to capital V, degree of V will be equal to 2 times of E edges. Now this is a formula for handshaking property. So let me find the degree for A. For 1 it is 2. You should count how many lines are there, 2. Then for 2 it is 1, 2, 3, it is 3. Then for 3 it is 1 and 2, then it is 2. Then 4 it is 1, 2, 3, it is 3. Then for 5 it is 1, 2, 3, 3. Then for 6 it is only 1. 6 it is 1. So if you add this, it will be 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, 10, 13, 14. So it is 14. So degree, sum of the degree is 14. So now this is 14. Sum of the degrees 14 equals 2 times of edges. Now you have to count how many edges are there. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edges are there. So you have to count how many lines are there. Edge means line. So 7. So it will be 14. 2 sevens are 14. Therefore LHS is equals to RHS. Therefore hence proved. We proved the handshaking property. Then moving on with the next question you have. Explain any two types of graph with an example. So two types of graph, you can write any type of graphs. I'm just taking here two types is undirected and directed graph. Undirected graph, the edge do not have a direction, so will not have any direction. The edge uv is identical to vu. Either I can go from 1 to 4 or I can go from 4 to 1. It doesn't matter, they can travel in both direction. It's called as undirected graph. So first one is undirected graph. Second one, directed graph, is also called as digraph. In a digraph, each edge has a direction. The edge UV will not be equal to VU. I can come from 1 to 4, but I cannot travel back from 4 to 1 in a directed graph. Only we have to travel by the direction which is given in the graph. So that is called as directed graph. So yeah, moving with the next question you have. Next one is draw a digraph corresponding to the matrix. So how to draw a digraph corresponding to matrix? Let me first take out. We have 4 points totally, A, B, C, D. You can take 4 points. Here also you can take A, B, C, D, 4 points. And you write down the values what we have: 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0. So now let us draw a graph, that is A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. Now let us check now. From A to A, what is the value? It is 0. No graph. No edge. A to B, it is 1. A to B, it is 1. Then A to C, it is 1. A to C, the graph, it is 1. It is a directed graph. So we have to write the arrow mark. A to D, it is 0. No. Then B to, we don't have any value for B. So we have to note C for B. Then C to A is 0. C to B is 1. C to B, it is 1. Then C to C is 1. It is a self loop. C to C is 1. Then C to D is 1. C to D, it is 1. Then you go for D. Now D to A is 0. D to B is 2. So we have D to B is 2. You can write one from outside or you can write one from inside. D to B is 2. Then the remaining all are 0. So therefore this is the digraph corresponding to the matrix which is given here. That will moving on next question. Here you have. Explain the regular graph with an example. What is a regular graph? A regular graph is defined as a graph in which every vertex has the same degree, meaning each vertex has the same number of edges connected to it. So yeah, it should be, each number should have an equal degree. So if I take this graph, 2, you have 2 degree, here also it is 2, this 2 degree is also 2, and this is also 2. So all the vertices have the same degree, therefore it is a called as regular graph with the 2 regular. So it is 2 vertices are there, so it is called 2 regular. So if I move with the next one, I have 1, 2, 3. Here also I have 1, 2, 3. Here also I have 1, 2, 3. Here also I have 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it is called 3 regular because all the vertices have 3 degree. Then if I go with the next one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So all the vertices have 4 degrees, so it is called 4 regular. So what is mean by regular? Regular is nothing but the graph which has a, degree, same degree for all the vertices. Then moving on to the next question, which of the following are regular graph? What we have to check? We have to check all the vertices have same degree. So you will check V1. V1 has a 3, then V2 has 3, then V4 also has 3, then V3, V4, V3 is also has 3. So now it is called as three regular graph. First one, that is G1. G1 is three regular graph. Then we'll go for the next one. It is 1 2. Then it is again 1 2. Again it is 1 2. So here it is 2. So this is called two regular. Two regular, that is G2 regular graph. Then we'll go for the next one. It is 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Again here it is all 3, degree is 3, so 3 regular will be your G3. So this all the given graph are regular because their degree of the vertices in each graph has are same. Then it is called as regular graph. Then moving on with the next question, you have explain about the adjacency matrix representing of the graph. Illustrate with an example. So here, what is meant by adjacency? Adjacency matrix is a square matrix used to represent a finite graph. The element of the matrix indicates whether a pair of the vertices are adjacent or not in the graph. Or adjacent matrix is the way of representing a graph as a Boolean matrix, that is of zeros and ones. How to write the value? If there is an edge from the vertex I to j, mark adjacent matrix ij as 1. If there is no edge on the vertices I to j, mark adjacent matrix ij is as 0. If there is no edge, it is 0. If it is edges there, we'll write it as 1. Let me check here. 0 to 0, no edge. 0 to 1. 0 to 1, yes, we have 1. 0 to 2 also we have 1. Then we'll go for 1. If we go for 1, it is from 1 to 1, 1 to 0, yes, we have 1, 1 to 0. Then we have 1 to 1, no, we don't have self loop. Then 1 to 2, it is 1, yes, we have 1 to 2, it is 1 for this second one. Then third one, we'll go for 2. Now for 2, it is 2 to 0, yeah, we have 1. 2 to 0, 1 we have. Then 2 to 1, we have 1, yes, we have 1. And then 2 to 2 self loop we don't have. So this is the how we write the matrix, adjacent matrix. So yeah, next one, we'll see for directed graph. So it is 0 to 0, no self loop. 0 to 1, if the line is going out, it is 1. If it is coming in, we don't calculate. So the line is not going out from 0, so there is 0. 0 to 2, also it is 0. Then we'll go for 1. From 1, how many lines are going out? 1 to 0, yes, it is going out, so it is 1. Then 1 to 1, no self loop. Then 1 to 2, it is going out, it is 1. Then if you go for 2, from 2, we have to check. From 2 to 0, yes, it is going out, so it is 1. 2 to 1, no, it is not going, so it is 0. 2 to 2, no self loop, it is 0. So in directed graph, if the line is coming inside to that vertex, then it is called as 1. If the line is coming, it is 0. If it is going out, if it is a vertex and the line is going out, then it is called as 1 for directed graph. Then moving the next question, you have determine whether the relation with a directed graph is a equivalent relation. We have given here that is a equals, we have a is 1, a comma b comma c comma d. They are two four vertices. Now we will find the relation of this four vertex. That will be, we have all self loops, so it will be a comma a, b comma b, c comma c, d comma d. D comma D. Then we have A comma B, then it is from B comma A. Then we have uh, B comma C, then we have C comma A, C comma B. Then we have C comma D, then we have D comma C. Then we have D comma A, and then we have A comma D. And also we can see that from A to B we have, then from B to C, that means from A to C we can travel. So it is not necessary that to find a transitive, To find the transitive, we need to have a direct edge. It is not required a direct edge. It can also it only requires the path. So we have a path from A to B and from B to C. So we can have AC. So we can have AC, that is A to B, and then B to C. Then we have AC. Then if you take other one, B to D, B to C, and C to D, you can write it as BD. BD. So we can prove now reflexive. What is reflexive? Reflexive is we should have all the same elements. Yes, we have all the same elements. We have that is A comma A, then we have B comma B, then we have C comma C, then we have D comma D. Therefore, for all A comma A belongs to R, that gives for all A belongs to R. Therefore, it is reflexive. Now we'll prove it is symmetric. Symmetric means what? Symmetric is if you have A comma B, we should have B comma A. Then you have B comma C, we should have C comma A, reverse. C comma B. Then you have C comma D, we should have D comma C. Then A comma D will have D comma A. We have all this relation. Therefore, for all A comma B belongs to R implies B comma A belongs to R. For all A comma B belongs to R. Therefore, it is symmetric. It is symmetric. So now we will find for transitive. Transitive. We can prove for transitive if A has from A to B a path and we have from B to C we have a path, then therefore there there is a path, there is a path A from A to B and then from B to C. That means so we'll have a relation from A to so A is related to C. A is related to C. That is even without a direct edge. We can prove that A comma B comma C belongs to R implies gives such that A comma C belongs to R. Therefore, it is transitive. Therefore, it is transitive. Since the relation is satisfying all the three properties, we can write therefore the given relation the given relation is equivalent. Why it is equivalent? Because it is satisfying all the three properties. So it is equivalent relation. Hence it is proved. So now to show that the two graphs below are isomorphic. So how to prove it is isomorphic? So we need to take a graph 1 and graph 2. So for graph 1 I'll write A, B, C, D, E. And for this graph 2 I'll write P, Q, R, S, T. So now we'll find some values. So first we have to find the vertices in graph 1 and graph 2. And in graph 2. So for graph 1 and graph 2 we'll find the vertices. Now what are the vertices of graph 1? It is A, B, C, D and E. For graph 2 it is P, Q, R, S, T. So we have 5 vertices here and 5 vertices here. So number of vertices are same. Number of vertices. Then second one, we'll find number of edges. Number of edges. Of here we have the edge A to B, then B to E, then E to C, then C to D, then D to A, D to A, and then C to A, C to A. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we'll just see P to Q, then Q to R, then R to S, then S to T, S to T, then T to P, then T to Q. So even here we have 6. Now we'll find the sequence, degree sequence. Degree sequence. So to find degree sequence, we have to find how many degree do this graph, both the graph has. So we'll find the degree sequence. So now to find degree sequence, we'll see for A it is 1, 2, 3. For B it is 2. Then for C we have 3. Then for this we have D we have 2. Then E we have 2. We have 3, 2, 3, 2, 2. So we can write 2, 2, 2 and 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Yeah, we will find here 1, 2. Then you have 1, 2, 3. Then you have 1, 2. Then you have 1, 2. Then you have 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here also we have 3. So 1, 2, 2, 2, and then 3, 3. We have same 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. So the degree sequence also same. Now what we should find, we have to, now we'll just check the edge connectivity is retained in both the graphs. So let me check. If I take the vertex A, vertex A will be equal to which vertex in graph 2? We have to check. Now vertex A has the order is 3, that is degree is 3, and it is connected with the adjacent vertex which has the degree 2, 2 and 3. We have to check which vertex in the graph 2 has the same order of vertex for the adjacent vertex has the same degree what we have. So if you see here, even for Q we have it is 2 and 2, and here it is 3. So Q is the vertex which is equal to A here. Then if you take B vertex degree is 2, and it is connected with 2 and 3. If similar to that, if you take S, the vertex S has degree 2, and it is connected with the two adjacent vertex which has the degree 2 and 3. So B is equals to A is that is f of A is equals to Q, and then if you take B will be equal to S. Then if you take C is equals to T, and D will be equal to P, and E is equals to R. Therefore the H connectivity is retained in both the graph. Therefore the given graph is isomorphic. If it is proofing all the four conditions, that is the number of vertex should be same, the number of edges should be same, degree sequence should be same in both the graph, and the connectivity should be retained in both the A and that is G1 and G2, then the given graph is isomorphic. Hence the graph then the graph are then the two graphs are isomorphic. Hence it is proved. Moving on, the next question we have: explain which of the following is a complete graph and why. When it is called a complete graph, every vertex should be connected with unique edge. Means vertex should be connected with all other vertex. So here we have V1. So if I take V1, V1 is connected to V2, it is connected to V3, it is connected to V4. Then if I take V2, it is connected with V1, it is connected with V3, but it is not connected with V2. Then since it is not connected with V2, V2 is not connected with V4. If it is not connected with V4, it is not a complete graph. It is not a complete graph. That is, first one is not a complete graph, because here uh, because all it has four vertex, and but all all possible all possible edges all possible edges are not present in this, are not present, therefore it is not a complete graph. So we'll check the second one. We'll check for the second one, all possible edges are there. Yes, we have for V1 we have for 1, 2 and 4, but it is not this V2, V3 we don't have. There is no edge, from V1 to V3. Therefore it has four vertices, but but all possible all possible edges edges are not present, are not present in the graph 2. So it is not a complete graph. It is not a complete graph. Complete graph. So the next one, if you take the third one, this is for first one. Second, and take the third one. We can see V1 is connected to V2, V3, and V2, V3, and V4. V1 is connected to V2, V3, V4. Then V2 is connected to V1, V3, V4. Then V3 is connected to V1, V2, V4. Then V4 is connected to V1, V2, V3. So all possible edges are present. All possible edges are present. Therefore, graph graph 3 is a complete graph, is a complete graph, complete graph with four vertices, with four vertices. Now here one more thing you can see, if you have four vertex, the degree of the vertex for each vertex should be 3. So here it is 3, degree of V2 is 3, degree of V3 is 3, degree of V4 will be 3. The degrees will be same, it should be same, the degree should be same, and it should be one less than the vertex, one less than the vertex what we have. If your vertex is 4, the degree should be 3. If vertex is 5, the degree should be 4. So here it satisfies the condition. Therefore, the graph 3 is a complete graph. Moving on with the next question, we have explain an Euler graph with an example. A Euler graph is a connected graph that contains a closed trial that includes every edge of the graph. A connected graph G is a Euler graph if and only if all vertices of G are of even degree. The degree of the graph should be even. And a connection graph G is Euler if and only if its edges set can be decomposed into a cycle. So it should have a cycle, and each vertex should have a even degree. So just let me check 2. Here also it is 2. The degree of C is 4, the degree of E is 2, and the degree of D is 2. So all the all vertex vertices have even degree, even degree. Therefore the given graph is Euler graph. Then moving on with the next question, we have what is a write a matrix of the following graph. So we have to write the matrix. So they've given V1, V2, V3, V4 vertex, V1, V2, V3, V4. Now you have to check if the edge is going out from that point. If the edge is going out from that point, out degree, if it is there, it is 1. If the edge is coming into that coming to that point, it is has no value. Only we have to check if the edge is going out from that point to the other vertex. So let me check now. V1 to V1, there is no self loop, it is 0. Then V1 to V2, we don't have, it is not going. Then V1 to V3, yes, it is going. V1 to V3, it is 1. Then V1 to V4, we don't have a loop, it is 0. Then it is second one, we'll go for V2. Now from V2 we'll check V2 to V1, yes, it is going 1. V2 to V1, it is 1. Then V2 to V2, we don't have any self loop, 0. Then V2 to V3, we no edge, so it is 0. Then V2 to V4, yes, it is going 1, it is 1. Then V3, we'll go for V3. Now from V3 to V1, no, it is not going. Then V3 to V2, no, we don't have any connection. Then V3 to V3, no self loop. Then V3 to V4, it one edge is going, so it is 1. Then V4, we'll go for the edge 4, vertex 4. Vertex for V4 to V1, no connection, it is 0. V4 to V2, yes, one edge is going from V4 to V2, it is 1. Then V4 to V3, it is going 1. So V4 to V3, it is going 1. Then V4 to V4, no self loop, it is 0. So you can see how many edges are there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have here, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here I have left one, just let me check. V3 to V4, it is 1. V4 to V3, it is 1. Then It is v4 to v2 it is 1, then v2, for v2 it is 2 going to then v1 it is only 1, v3 it is 1, v3 it is only 1, 1 going and 2 coming in. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then 6 connections are there. Therefore this is the digraph that can be written as 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0. So this is the matrix A for the given graph, given matrix A for the given diagram. So moving on with the next question we have, draw a graph which is both the Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian circuit. So now what is Hamiltonian graph and Hamiltonian circuit? An Hamiltonian path visits every vertex exactly one time. So it goes to every vertex only one time. It will move only one time. It meets every point only one time. Then what is a Hamiltonian circuit? A simple circuit in a graph G that passes every vertex exactly once and return to its starting vertex. So it is going from A and B to C, C to D, and D to A. When it comes back to that particular place, it is called as Hamiltonian circuit. What will be Hamiltonian graph? Hamiltonian path will be, it should move with every vertex only once. That is A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. So this is the Hamiltonian circuit and Hamiltonian path. Hamiltonian path will be A to B, B to C, C to D. So this will be Hamiltonian path, and circuit will be which will return back to that particular place. So here a complete graph with the four vertex K4 is a simple example of a graph that contains both the Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian circuit. So this is K4 graph with four vertices. Then this is an example for a Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian circuit. And a Hamiltonian circuit, one possible Hamiltonian circuit in a graph is A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. This path visit every vertex A, B, C, D exactly once and return back to the starting vertex A. Then Hamiltonian path, by removing any single edge from the uh, Hamiltonian circuit, you are left with the Hamiltonian path. For example, if I remove this AB, and if I write it as like A, B, C, and D. So this will be a Hamiltonian path. If you remove any one edge, then it becomes the Hamiltonian path. Hamiltonian path because it visit every vertex exactly once, but do not return to the starting point. So here to determine whether the relation with the digraph is an equivalent relation. So here they've given A is A comma B comma C. Then R is, it has a self loop for all, so it will be A comma A, B comma B, C comma C. Edges are there. Then you have A comma B and B comma A. Then you have B comma C, C comma A, C comma B. Then you have A comma C, and then we can take a C comma A. Then if you can see, there is a connection from A to C, A to C, and then from C to B. So we can take A comma C, and C comma A will be A comma A. So if you take A comma C, then C comma B, then it will be A comma B is also present. So yeah, it is also there. So you can just write. Now we'll prove it is reflexive. Reflexive is what? Reflexive will be if you have A comma A for all, A comma A belongs to R, such that for all A belongs to R. That means we have here that is our relation for R. Reflex is A comma A, B comma B, and C comma C is there. C comma C, therefore it is reflexive. It is reflexive. Then we will take for next one, symmetric. Symmetric, what is symmetric? It should have a reverse symmetric relation. Here it is for all A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A also should belongs to R. For or there exist A comma B, for all A comma B belongs to R. So let us prove with this condition. So it is R for this symmetric will be A comma B, then you have B comma A. Then C comma B, you have B comma C. Then you have A comma A comma C. Then you have C comma A. So therefore it is symmetric relation. Relation, relation. Here also it is symmetric relation. Now we will check with the transitive. Transitive. For transitive relation, it need not be the direct edge from A to C. It can be a path. That is, if you have A to B and then you have from B to C, then we can have a path that is going from A to C. That is, we should reach from A to B, and from B to C we can go. That is, from A to B, then again from B to C. That will be, we have the path from A to C, which is there in the graph. Similarly, you take the other one, A to C and then C to B. You can write it that as A to B also we have a path. Therefore, it is transitive relation. Since the given relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, it is an equivalent relation. So moving on with the next question we have, verify whether the given graph is isomorphic or not. So we will find how isomorphic for G1 and G2, for graph 1 and graph 2. First, what we should find? We should find the vertices, number of vertices. Number of vertices. So in G1, it is a number of vertices is how much? It is A, comma B, comma C, comma D. So it is total is 4. So in G2 we have P, comma Q, comma R, comma S. We have 4. The number of vertices are same. Then second one is number of edges. Number of edges. Number of edges. Number of vertices, number of edges. We have A to B, then B to D. A to B you have, B to D we have, D to C we have, A to B, then B to D, then D to C, then C to B, and then C to B, then A to C. We have how many? 5. So let me take here. It is PQ1, QS2, QS2, SR3, SP4, and RP5. So we have 5. Then we have to find the degree sequence. Sequence of degree sequence. What is degree sequence? Here it is degree is 2, then you have 3, then you have 2, then you have 3. So here it is 2 comma 3 comma 2 comma 3. You say find for here, we have 3, then we have 2, then we have 3, then we have 2. So we can even write this 2 comma 3 comma 2 comma 3. It is also same. Now we need to find the vertex. Now we'll find the A edge has an vertex has 2 degree, and it is connected to adjacent degrees are 3 and 3. Now let me see where I have a, degree 2. Here if I take Q, it is having degree 2, Q is having degree 2, Q is having degree 2, and it is connected with the vertexes which is the 3 and 3. So A, and that implies A is equals to Q. Then you take the second one. If I take B, B is having 3 degree and it is connected to the vertex. It is 2, 2, 3 and 2. Now let me take here, let me take the vertex which is having 3. Let me take S. If I take S as 3, it is having a degree 3, and the connected adjacent degrees are 2, 3 and 2. So B is equals to S. Then we will check for the next one. It is C. For C we have C degree is 2, and connected vertex degrees are 2 comma 2 comma 3. So now let me check for this. You will take P. P is having degree 3 and it is connected with 2 comma 2 comma 3. So C is equals to P. Then the remaining which was D. D is having vertex 2, degrees 2, and it is connected with 3 comma 3. So here the left out is what? R. R is also degree 2 and it is connected vertex are 3 comma 3. So D is equals to R. Therefore, we can find that they are the correspond vertices are uh, they are they are retained. The vertices are retained in both the graph. Therefore, the given graph is isomorphic. Therefore, the given graph is isomorphic. G1 and G2 are G1 and G2 are isomorphic. Isomorphic because it satisfied all the four conditions. Now moving on with the next one, we have defined a Euler path and Euler circuit with an example. An Euler path is a path in a graph that visits every edge exactly once, starting and ending at the different vertices. Then what is Euler circuit? Euler circuit is that visits every edge exactly once and starting and ending point at the same vertex. So Euler path will be, if you start with the D, if you start with the D, it is D to E, then E to B, then B to C, then C to A, then A to B, then B to D, A, then D to C, then again C to E. So this will be Euler path. Then what is Euler circuit? Euler circuit will be from D to E, then E to B, then B to C, then C to A, then C to B, then it is D, and then C, again E, again F, and again D. The starting and ending point should be same for circuit. So these are the two definitions for path and Euler circuit. So these are the important questions which are there as in all 4-year papers 22, 23, 24, and 25 of discrete mathematics. Hope you people have understood. Practice these questions, which will be very important, and it will come in the final paper of 2025 this year exam. Thank you for watching, student. Like and subscribe and share my channel. Share the video for the students or your friends who required the knowledge of this graph chapter. Thank you for watching.